What's good, y'all? This is your boy Joe Cliff, and what I'm gonna need for y'all to do is to hit that like button, hit that share button, comment a little something, make sure you subscribe, and get these videos running. We gotta get these analytics up, we gotta get it running through the algorithms, and we gotta get it going. Make sure you tap in. Joe Cliff, outside looking in, all that good stuff. You already know the Joe Show. We rocking. Thank y'all. What's good, y'all? This is your boy Joe Cliff. We're here. We're rocking. It's album release Friday. You know how we're doing this. You know why we're doing this, and you know why we're here. Her Loss out now. Her Loss is out right now. The boy is back. 21 Savage is back. Drake can't be stopped. 21 continues to elevate, continues to show improve, and continues to show you who he is. This is by far one of my favorites of the year. We getting straight to it. First and foremost, hold on, let me calm down. Hope everybody out there is healthy, happy, prosperous, and blessed, and I hope everybody's been focused and doing what they have to do. Hope everybody's been, tuned into what's going on, because Drake really has the whole industry in an uproar right now. It's crazy. Honestly, not only did he make artists clear the way, but it was well worth it. Because sometimes you get a Drake project and he likes to experiment a lot, so you typically don't know what you're gonna get with a Drake project nowadays. But this came, it saw, and it conquered. First and foremost, shouts out to 21 Savage. 21 Savage, like I keep telling people, this is going to be a quick review because this is day one. I'm going to sit on the album, and then Sunday when we do the Joe Show, you know that we're going to get in depth. But 21 Savage, man, he continues to show improve, show and tell. If you go listen to the Slaughter tape to now, each album, each mixtape, it gets better and better sonically, lyrically, conceptually. 21 Savage is one of them. He's a rare artist. He's an artist that actually takes the time to, better himself, better his craft, and continues to elevate. And you hear that on this album. We're just gonna skip around a little bit. 3 a.m. in Glenwood, probably one of the standouts on the album. It's a 40 produced track. It has more of a Drake type vibe, but 21 Savage is floating on that joint. I'm honestly, I could probably do a whole 21 Savage and 40 executive produced album if he's gonna be going like that, seriously. 3 a.m. in Glenwood, definitely a standout on the album. Like I said, Drake has been causing some chaos, some ruckus, pretty much on every song, just about every song on the album. He's saying something where it's kind of he's really... This album was more of a venting album for Drake. Seriously, if you listen to some of the things he's talking about and all that, it's kind of like him venting, getting his frustrations out, aggravations, and all that type of stuff. He's addressing any and everybody pretty much within the last decade. The drum situation with the cha-cha and the hotline bling. We seen Drum come out and he started to talk on some things. Drum said how he approached Drake, I guess 5-6 years ago about the songs. Because if you know, when the hotline bling dropped, Drum, one of my favorite artists too, very talented artist, I think from Virginia. He's a I wouldn't say rapper, he's more of a R&B soul artist, something like that. Yeah, I would say he's more of that type. And he put out the song Cha-Cha. Fire song. If you know. Drake put out Hotline Bling, which was originally titled the Cha-Cha Remix, which it just caused a lot of chaos. And then John was saying Drake, was still in the sauce without giving him his credit and things of that nature. And then it died out, and you never really heard much from either side, honestly, until now, where Drake comes out and he has a line. He said something like, "Oh, the boy tried to approach me, but he didn't know how I cha-cha slide," or something like that. And honestly, I wouldn't even I wouldn't ever even personally thought of or like, you know, comprehend it like, oh, he's talking about Drum in that situation because, you know, he got the Tootsie Slide song. He got all the, like, you know how Drake gets. But Drum comes out and he says, oh, the situation that happened, I guess he approached Drake. Him and Drake exchanged a couple words, and then Drake's security got to cracking his muffin. He got his muffin cracked by Drake. And he's like, you know, he's asking Drake like to fight and all this other crazy stuff. I'm putting the video right in here. The video's gonna go right here.
Fucking 5 years ago, this nigga never even fucking touched me, nigga. I pressed his ass. His fucking bodyguards, goddamn. I ain't gonna hold you. His bodyguards went to town on the kid. But his bodyguards did, not his bitch ass. He ain't touched me. He's a bitch. You know that. Come on, why I gotta goddamn get into all of that? When I see him, I see him. You know what I'm saying? What's good with the one-on-one though, my baby? What's up, my nigga? But you don't want to do that. You want to have your guards. That's cool though. He ain't touched me though. And that shit from 5 years ago.
But yeah, he asked Drake to fight. Drake is worth a couple $100 million. Why would he get out there and fight? But like I was saying, man, Drake he's tackling a couple situations, a couple things. He's had a Megan line that got a lot of people in an uproar. He had the Megan Thee Stallion lying about getting shot line, which was fire. It was a fire play on words. It was a clever entendre. Like honestly, like seriously, it was fire. But you know how the situation goes. Megan, she came out and she had some things to say about it. Now you have her fans and people that typically have a dislike for a certain type of rap and stuff like that in general. They're coming out and saying things, and it's just turned into this whole big thing whereas, like, honestly, I could see where the situation lies because, and we're gonna break this down real quick, like seriously. So the whole situation is like, I guess she figures that Drake and Tory are close, they're friends now, you know what I'm saying? They patched up, you know, and all that type of stuff. So I guess she sees it as Drake taking Tory's side, when in all reality, if you really pay attention and understand what's going on, it's more of a JPrince thing than it is a Tory Lanez thing. Like, just peep game. So JPrince, he came out and he was on the side of Kyle Crawford, who Meg has these situations with, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, JPrince stands where JPrince stands, and he says what he says, and he stands on what he stands on. So, you know Drake's affiliation and his love that he has for the Prince family, and you know what I'm saying, all the Houston residents and all that. So it's more of a JPrince and Drake thing than more of a Tory Lanez and Drake thing, because me personally, I don't see Drake sticking his neck out for Tory Lanez in that type of manner, you know what I'm saying what he said, because honestly it kind of is like, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't say a revealing detail, but it is kind of a shocker, being that the case hasn't even been to trial yet, so we don't know what the situation really is at hand. But when it comes to the industry folks know more than us, so a lot of people are speculating that Drake does know something about that whole Tory Lanez and Meg situation. Else, why would he speak on it in that manner and that light, Drake being who Drake is, you know what I'm saying? But who knows, man? In my eyes, I see it as more as though it's the JPrince situation and him having ties with JPrince, who he name dropped on the album, where people are saying he was talking about Kanye. He said he only patched it up with certain people on behalf of JPrince. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's more of that than it is the Tory Lanez thing. He had the Serena, he was speaking to Serena's husband. Like, Drake was name dropping. He was clearing, like he was just giving his like grievances. Like it was a lot of venting on this album if you really listen and pay attention. And then a lot of people, they're like kind of mad, but if you pay attention to the album title, it's called Her Loss. So he would talk, you know what I'm saying, about certain situations, about certain women in this manner, if you're going by like the concept of the album. And honestly, they stuck to the concept of the album. Track 1 to, I think it's like 15, 16 tracks on there, something like that. So like, I personally, I can't be mad at it. I am a hip-hop fan. I am hip-hop to the core. I remember when Biggie was saying some of the most obnoxious stuff. You know what I'm saying? My man Gutter, you know, he'll take your kids, do the R word to him and throw him over the bridge type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like I grew up on the shock value part of hip hop, and that's what a lot of people don't realize neither. A part of hip hop is shock value and wordplay. Stuff like just being able to say the most obnoxious thing while it sounding fly. You know what I'm saying? And that's been a lost art in hip hop recently because a lot of people just go in there and they say whatever, you know? So I don't know how to feel about that situation. All I know is this album is fire from top to bottom. 21 Savage, this was more of a Drake album featuring 21 Savage, you know, as far as like the blue. Well, I can't even say that because if you pay attention to 21 Savage, his like thing, like I guess his hip hop thing is the soul sample on trap beats, and that you got a lot of that on this album. Like you got the a lot of the sampling, a lot of the old soul samples and hip hop and R&B samples over these heavy trap 808s and stuff like that. You got a lot of that on this album. So I can't really say that this is Drake featuring 21 because this is more of a 21 sounding album than it is a Drake album. But Drake definitely, you could see and hear, well, you could hear Drake's you know, his influence on this album and everything that he's done on this album. Me personally, my favorite track so far, just being about 24 hours in, Circo Loco, I believe that's the name of the track. Middle of the Ocean, and 3 a.m. in Glenwood. Them 3 joints, bro. Seriously, it's the 21 Savage single, the Drake single, and then the song where they're together. Them are my 3 favorite songs on that album so far. It's honestly a no skip from top to bottom. Even that intro, you know what I'm saying? You know, sampling that T.I. Money, bros, cousin, clothes. That's how all my gangsters roll, bro. That 24 sample that Drake snapped on, I wish 21, but I get what they did. They pretty much switched it up. So 21 Savage, you know what I'm saying? He came in how Drake would typically come in with the slow tempo, you know what I'm saying, type beat. And then Drake came in how 21 Savage would typically come in with the hard 808 crazy sample, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes this album so great. Me, I don't drop the C word fast. I don't do none of that type of stuff. I'm not one of them, oh, it's a classic, it's a classic, it's a classic. I don't do none of that. I just, like, I know that this is an Album of the Year candidate. I have 2 other Album of the Year candidates as far as, like, rap albums. And it's only because them are 3 albums that's constantly still in my rotation right now. Well, 4... I have a top 5. So my top 5 now will be this Drake and 21 Savage album, Her Loss, Westside Gun 10. That album is impeccable, bro. That album from top to bottom, so crazy. Freddie Gibbs, the Freddie Gibbs album, So Separately. The Kendrick album, bro, that album, them 4 albums for me. And the game, the documentary, is it the documentary? I think the documentary 3, I think it's called. But that album too, them 5 albums are my 5 favorite albums of this year so far. I gotta go back and check and stuff like that. But this album right here, bro, from top to bottom, as far as the production, as far as the concept, as far as just the lyrics, everything you need, the sound, like everything you need for an album. This is it. And it's been kind of lackluster, you know what I'm saying? It's been kind of lackluster when it comes to hip-hop albums recently. So big shouts out to 21 Savage and Drake showing up. You know what I'm saying? This album is it's gonna go all weekend. It's definitely gonna go all weekend. I work all weekend. I gotta be to work at 4 a.m. That's why I'm doing this right now, because after this, I'm probably gonna eat and go to bed because I gotta be up at like 3:30. But yeah, I'm gonna be smacking this all weekend, and then Sunday I'm gonna come and we're gonna dissect some more of this stuff, because man, Drake is talking on this album, and you know, a lot of people, they try to go rush and get their opinions out, but this is just something that like you could touch on a case-by-case basis, because this album, bro, it has a lot of hidden gems, a lot of hidden meanings, and a lot of lines in there, a lot of lines, even from 21 Savage, a lot of lines. Let me know though, let me know what you guys think about the album. Comment, please comment, let me know what you guys think about the album, your favorite standout tracks, and is it the album of the year candidate so far? This is your boy Joe Cliff. Drake and 21 Savage just blessed us for the winner. We're here, we're rocking. The Joe Show, outside looking in, battle rap, hip hop, all that good stuff. You know how we coming. We out of here.